Noel. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona with Terri Bowersock. Hello.
Hello, good to be here and have you visit.
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm Terri Bowersock. I own a chain of furniture stores here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm here to talk about being dyslexic.
And how did you discover your dyslexia?
I think it was, for most of us in America, when you hit about third and fourth grade, that's when it really stands out, because at that point they're moving on and you're having to read in class, and they call on you to stand up and read and you can't do it.
And how did your parents and siblings react to it?
My mother's one of those get it done type of stuff, so we did go to a specialist. And there's all kinds of ideas of how to work with stuff. So back then they did it with just like pictures, like there's a bumblebee and here's bee and that. So I started off went to a place, got diagnosed that it was dyslexia, and then they had a program. But then she went and taught me herself because we had moved, because we were Air Force.
And how did you feel during your childhood and education?
I always say I don't want to think about the idea of coming back to Earth because I don't want to go through school again. I think it's really difficult. I know it's really difficult when you're having to stand up in front of your friends and, to read out loud. You would count down when it was going to get to be your turn. And I think we end up kind of looking like we're the bad kids because we act up so that we get put in the hallway, not because we're bad, but because we don't want to read. So it was traumatic.
And how did you experience your dyslexia as a teenager and during your adulthood?
I think finally as a teenager, you get a little bit more sense of yourself. I think the big thing is you end up kind of hanging out with not the bad kids, but not the A kids and not that, and yet you're very intelligent. And that's the difficulty, is you're extremely intelligent, very creative, but you don't feel comfortable hanging out with the kids that have the A's and the, all the great grades. So you just kind of like slide through it. I don't really recall it getting great grades. My grades, C was like an A for me. So, usually I was having more like D's and C's.
And as an adult?
As an adult, when it came time for me to go get a job, well, first I did go through 2 years of mental health technology, an AA degree. And that was good because it was like emotion, so it really helped me to balance life. But then after that, I tried to go to ASU, and it lasted 2 months because I couldn't follow all the instructions to even take the class. And so I went to get a job, and I couldn't fill out a job application. And so I started my own business and invented it, and I was the very first consignment, which is people bring us furniture and we sell it for them. I started the first consignment furniture store in Phoenix, Arizona. I borrowed $2,000 from my grandmother, and I built it to 17 stores across the country and $36 million.
Wow.
So, not too dumb.
And how did you overcome dyslexia in your life?
I didn't overcome it. How did I overcome it? The biggest thing for me was to be successful and understand that it was okay to be dyslexic and understand how I was extremely creative. We are the entrepreneurs because we think outside of the box because we don't know the box is there. And so I was able to, my business plan was done with crayons and colored pencils, and they featured that in Ink magazine, because most people do a typewritten thing. But I just visualized everything I was going to do. I drew pictures exactly what I would do in the business, all with pictures. And I found a building, and I fake read the lease. I just went, and I signed it. And I moved in and put furniture in and started selling.
And what message do you want to share for the parents of children with dyslexia?
I think the most important thing is that we're very intelligent. We do see the world differently, and we are able to think of ideas and be very, very creative. It's kind of like If we don't have as much of a left brain, we've got a lot of right brain. So it's really about helping them feel okay about themselves and not feel like they're dumb and not feel like they can't succeed. The best thing I believe parents can do, help them find what they're passionate about. Some kids are great at drawing, and some kids, I'm an entrepreneur. I don't know why. I understand like entrepreneur and how to put the whole business together. And today in business, I know probably as much as a lot of lawyers and consultants, because for years I got help, and then I realized I was pretty smart and I was able to do it myself.
And what advice do you have for children with dyslexia?
Never give up. Never, never, never give up. You know, find what you like to do. And I didn't know that I liked to sell furniture, but it kind of was, you know, as dyslexic, what I think when we're really young, we almost learn how to tap into universal knowledge because we have to. You know, you can't read 4 chapters and take a test. It's not going to happen. So I was always finding my guidance through my spirit and through universal knowledge and seeking for things. And I get real clear about what I'd like to do, and I start putting out that energy, and I'm drawn to what will help me do that. And so along the way, the real truth is, it's not so much that I liked selling furniture and so on, but I did all the PR and the commercials and the TV, so I wanted to be in TV, so I have a business so I can do commercials.
And can you share with us one of your books?
You know, in school, I don't know if they have them there, but we always have spelling bees every Friday all day long. And I spent most of my time in the back of the room. And so in school, my grades were so bad and my spelling was so bad. The idea that I was going to grow up and write 5 books was really surprising. This is the first book I wrote, and I wrote this right after I was on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
Wow.
So I went on the Oprah Winfrey Show about people who have learning disabilities and overcame his success, and you know, now I'm successful and I enjoy it. And it still is hard to believe I'm smart, because it still seems like other people are smarter, but I know that for who I am and what I do, I'm the best. And I know we are great at focusing. Once you find what you want to do, you'll focus in on it, and you can do anything that you believe that you can do.
Thank you for this very inspirational testimony.
Thank you.
And see you soon.
Okay.